All right, we're good to go. We're live. What's going on tonight, everybody? Welcome to Trivia Vice. As always, I'm sitting here with Dan as usual, and he's got a Christmas tree in the background there. Look at that.
What the hell's that here for?
Well, it's probably part of the Christmas in September promotion that we ran, and then we moved it to a different part of the store there. So yeah, he's celebrating early. It's a Halloween tree. We're just gonna.
All right, whatever.
Dan actually has a Halloween tree at his house. So
I do. Yeah, it's pretty badass. Not gonna lie.
Oh,
I hate to brag about it, but I'm going to for a minute. So we keep it up year round, and we try to decorate it around different holidays, especially Halloween and Christmas for sure. Most of the stuff we got are actually from the Dollar Tree because it's obviously cheap and it looks pretty good still. So tonight is a fun night because we got slasher films only slasher films. Wednesday night we are actually going to go back to I don't know if we're doing general knowledge or we're going to be doing more of a I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We haven't decided yet. It won't be specifically horror themed on Wednesday. We're going to do more of...
Following Monday, we are going to be doing, we had actually a person on here. Brooke actually made us a true crime trivia. We're going to be doing that next Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be fun. Unfortunately, Brooke's not going to be able to participate. I mean, I guess she could, but it would not really make much sense. So we got tonight's slasher films, guys. So we kind of have everything from, 1960 all the way. I don't know if I have anything too recent.
Well, and tomorrow we're going to have a pre-recorded one that drops probably around like noon Eastern tomorrow, and that's going to be specific to the movie Scream. So if you're a Scream fan, that'll all be pre-recorded. I just have to edit it tonight after this, but everything else on it's ready to go. So that's going to be a lot of fun too. But yeah, we've got a good one tonight. Dan made all the questions on this one tonight.
Yeah, so naturally we're going to have Kyle try to answer as many as he can, see how he does. I say let's get to it. We're a little low tonight with numbers, but we've noticed Monday nights tend to lag a little bit more recently. And I'm wondering if it's from Monday Night Football.
I mean, the Bills are on tonight, so
that's true.
We gotta, I've got it kind of playing in the background there, so I can watch it while I play trivia tonight. So
yeah.
No, we should be good to go. Guys, make sure if you haven't already subscribe. We're getting very, very close to 1,000 subscribers. And also hit the like button for us if you want to. YouTube loves that like button.
Yes, absolutely.
Get this.
So tonight is a little different. We still have 5 rounds, 5 questions, so 25 questions each, or 25 questions total. We have a mid-round bonus, so between rounds 2 and 3, there's a bonus. And we're not going to do a final bonus. We're just switching it up tonight just for funsies. Top 3 people in each round, not including the bonus. Bonus only is 1 person, but top 3 people in each round get a point. People with the most points win. And all you got to do is type in 1, 2, 3, or 4 for your answer.
Joey says no one needs to watch that game. Coming from the guy with Danny Dimes as his profile pick.
Oof.
What are they 1-5 or 1-6 now, Joey?
They're 1-5. Soon to be 1-6. All right, question number 1. What movie reinvigorated the slasher genre in 1996? Was it Scream, Wes Craven's New Nightmare, I Know What You Did Last Summer, or Halloween H2O? So fun fact, 3 of the 4 films here were written or co-written by the same person. If you can tell me who, I'll be pretty impressed.
So anybody that doesn't know Joey's actually our editor for a lot of our pre-recorded stuff. And pretty soon he's going to be running the streams for us. So Dan and I are going to have total hands-free. You'll get even more fun stuff from Dan and I. And Joey will be the one, doing all the magic behind the scenes for us.
Yeah, that's where the magic happens.
That's right.
So fun fact, so does Scream, but Kevin Williamson wrote Scream. It was originally titled something different. We're going to talk about that later on. And the funny thing is he actually wrote I Know What You Did Last Summer a year later, which was a complete ripoff. And then Halloween H2O the following year, he came in and completely rewrote because they weren't happy with the original script. Question number 2, who is the killer in Child's Play? And what is his actual name? We all know it's Chucky, but what is his name? Tyler Randolph, Lee Bannister, Edward Horton, or Chucky? Well, this is interesting. It's supposed to be What? Why? Why did it do that? So it's supposed to be number 4. It was supposed to come out Charles Lee Ray. Kyle and I literally went through the questions and looked at them, and I don't know why this is.
Yeah, I was gonna say this definitely.
That's an odd one because we double
apparently it must not have saved right or something. Because yeah, we just went through. I didn't look at actually any of the answers, but we went through just to make sure there was no duplicate questions and everything in there was actually.
I went through and double checked, but apparently I needed a triple check. Well, everyone got it right anyway, so crisis averted. Don't know what the hell I was doing there, but I was gonna go with his full name, so I don't know what was going on there. Anyway, question number 3. We'll have a 2-parter here, so it's only 2 question options on purpose. Why did Charles Lee Ray transform his body into the good guy's doll in the beginning of Child's Play? Was it was an accident, or was he dying? And the only reason I came up with 2 is because I genuinely couldn't find another reason why. Can you think of one, Kyle? I can't. Like, if you're a screenwriter,
it's good to know that we can actually only do like 2 or 3 answers at this point. Because yeah, there's definitely certain questions where it's really hard to come up with like wrong answers. Like honestly, the questions are the easy part sometimes, guys. Like the hardest part sometimes is coming up with what are we going to put as an answer where it's possible that could be the right thing.
So it was Charles Lee Ray actually was dying. He got shot in the beginning by a cop and was dying in a toy store. He's bleeding out, and he uses the power of voodoo to transform himself into the good guy's doll.
Now, Tess definitely keeps up with Chucky more than I do, but doesn't Mark Hamill voice Chucky at one point?
He does in the new one, Child's Play movie from like 2019. Did a good job, too. Question number 4. Who is the first victim in the Halloween movie? Was it Linda, Judith, Bob, or Anne? So we're talking in the movie and technically time-wise in the film as well. First victim. So to refresh people's minds, Linda is the girl that says totally about 15,000 times in the film. Judith is Michael's sister. Bob is that poor bastard who got pinned to a wall. And Anne is the one, the sheriff's daughter, who gets strangled in the car. Not sure if that helps anyone or not, but it is Judith. Judith Myers is the first one killed in 1963 when Michael was just 6 years old.
Halloween's such a good movie. Like I rewatched it the other night I didn't watch it last year. Like and that's weird because usually I try to watch it each year, and I didn't watch it last year, but I watched it the other night, and it's such a good movie.
It really is. All right, question number 5. I think this is a little tougher one. Who is the killer in Sleepaway Camp 1983? Tyler Heineman, John Ross, Anne Banks, or Angela Baker? So this is an interesting one because you have to have seen Sleepaway Camp, which is a awful, awful film by all standards. It's a really bad ripoff of Friday the 13th. But yeah. If you know what happens in the movie, you do know it is I guess you could say, quote unquote, girl. You find out changes genders and everything. I have not seen Sleepaway Camp in a very, very long time. So
Jake says Sleepaway Camp is one of his favorite slashers of all time.
And the funny thing is, I follow Dead Meat on YouTube, and he loves Sleepaway Camp. Definitely not one of my favorites, but I can at least appreciate the cheesiness. I love cheesy 80s like slasher films. They have a
that's why I'm telling you the what's that show called? American Horror Story. I'm not a huge fan of the show itself. Like Tess loves it. I like certain ones, but there's the one where they like are camp counselors. That one's really good.
All right, so we have Bobby's on the board, Jake and Joey, all with 5. Looks like Stephanie got 5 too. Kennedy got 4. Dirk got 4. So we had pretty good round there. So Kennedy says Dead Meat's my fave. Yeah, James A. Janice is pretty badass. I've been following him for a very long time now. I think like 4 years, right when he was brand spanking new, and I stumbled on his channel, and I never turned back.
It would be cool to do a collab with him.
I would love. We never reached out this year because we're not big enough yet. But one of these maybe next year.
Next year, guys, we'll reach out to some of the big ones. We've got some targeted YouTubers that we want to reach out to that inspire a lot of the stuff that Dan and I come up with on this. So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So while we're waiting for this, Dan, you watched Halloween Kills the other day, right?
Yeah, I was a little disappointed. I'm going to be honest. I had a lot of hype. I love the 2018 one. I wasn't a huge fan of Halloween Kills. I felt it was very convoluted.
I
When
watched
to
a
me, it should
lot
be
of
just a
reviews of it.
slasher.
A lot of people thought the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, number one. Where does Jason X primarily take place? The woods, space, Camp Crystal Lake, or the Appalachian Mountains? Yeah, I've heard a lot of like movie reviewers and stuff on YouTube. A lot of them have kind of panned the new Halloween movie and have said that it was just very convoluted. There was a lot of stuff that shouldn't have been in there, and they tried to make it something that it really wasn't.
The first 20 minutes were very good because it's a flashback scene, and it was like genuinely really good. And then it gets really dumb, I think. I don't know. It just definitely didn't have the same, and maybe it just need to wait for the third one to come out for it to all come together. So we'll see. So yeah, Jason X famously takes place in space. And I feel like that's where you take a franchise to go when you want to just kill it. Like, you're out of ideas. I remember like Leprechaun like 8 goes to space, you know. But oddly enough, Jason X did actually make a decent amount of money. So I guess whatever.
Number 2, who was killed in the famous shower scene in Psycho 1960? Sam Loomis, Norman Bates, Marion Crane, or Lily Crane?
So do you know this one, Kyle? So Janet Leigh.
It's been a long time since I've seen Psycho.
Janet Leigh plays the character, and she was top billing originally for the film. And when she gets killed off 45 minutes into the film, it's very shocking. And it's actually Jamie Lee Curtis's mother, Janet Leigh, and which is the only reason she was even cast as in John Carpenter's Halloween, is because she had a set of lungs on her, and because they could use that, you know, her mom was in Psycho kind of thing. It was a big, you know, big deal back then. So, but it's been
a long time since I've seen Psycho.
And you know the funny thing is about that is it's a terrifying scene, and you'd never see her once get stabbed. It's all cuts away right before it.
Number 3, what was used as Marion's blood during the shower scene in Psycho? Pig's blood, food gelatin, dyed water, or corn syrup?
All right, Kyle, what is it?
I'll wait to the end. I know, or at least I have a very good educated guess, so I believe it should be corn syrup. I know in Scream they talk about how corn syrup is used and it looks just like blood.
Yeah, so corn syrup, actually, I believe Alfred Hitchcock was the first one to use corn syrup, and the reason for it, he actually mixed, to my knowledge, he actually mixed real syrup in some of the scenes too, because it was a black and white film, and that was the most realistic looking they could get blood, because they used other traditional versions like dye and other things like that, and it didn't look good on film. So they used corn syrup. And like I said, in a couple shots, it's actually real syrup, which is kind of bizarre. But it's black and white, so I guess you can get away with it a little easier.
Number 4, what movie does the name Sam Loomis from Halloween 1978 originate from? Psycho 2, Psycho, Darkness, or Black Christmas?
Yeah, so I don't know if you know this. One of these movies has a character, one of the main characters in the film's name is Sam Loomis. And it's kind of a, if you know, you know. So it is from the original Psycho, the detective on Marion Crane's case trying to figure out her embezzling money and everything. That's why she's originally on the run. She's embezzling money from she's a secretary where she works. And Sam Loomis is a detective on the case trying to find her. And this was their way of doing Dr. Sam Loomis chasing Michael around, you know, like a freaking psychopath. The funny thing about Dr. Loomis is, and I freaking love how he is portrayed, but by episode or by the 4th film, he's crazier than Michael is, just waving a gun around everywhere.
All right, number 5, what location does Black Christmas 1974 primarily take place? A sorority house, orphanage, middle school, or hospital?
I'm trying to put the years for most of these films, because a lot of these got bad remakes, and Black Christmas has had 2 remakes now. One recently in like 2019, and then they had one in 2006. I think it was Jessica Biel was in that one. I never
I
saw
remember the one in 2006. I don't remember the one that was only a couple years ago.
that was one of the rare Blumhouse movies that did not make any money and got like completely just everyone destroyed it. I think it was very rushed and it was a cash grab.
Mm-hmm.
But if you ask me, like Black Christmas is one of those like people don't really realize. Like, a lot of people don't give the love that the first one deserves. So like, why are you going to remake a movie that a lot of people in the beginning didn't even see? I mean, really?
They need somebody to come out with an original concept, like what happened with Scream when it kind of reinvigorated everything.
yeah.
Like it was a fun movie.
So we have Bobby's got 2 now. So Bobby takes the lead with 2. We got Kennedy on the board and Carrie on the board. So we have Joey, Jay, Kennedy, and Carrie all with 1, and Bobby with 2 going in. Oh, sorry, the mid-round bonus, I guess, is between round 3 and 4. I don't know why I put it there. Feeling saucy.
It's the super secret
bonus
round.
Super secret bonus question.
Guys, throw us some stuff in the chat too. Ideas for Wednesday's game. Like we said, we're gonna as we get later into October, we're gonna start to transition a little bit toward. I mean, we're still gonna have the horror theme for a lot of our stuff, but if you have an idea for Wednesday's game, it's gonna be a non-horror type of trivia. So let us know what you want us to do.
All right, question 1, round 3. What slasher film finally cemented Jamie Lee Curtis as the official Scream Queen? Is it Prom Night, Premonition, Hard to Handle, or Final Curtain? And I think this is the last time I talk about Jamie Lee Curtis. I promise. But I think her contribution, even now, I remember I was telling my dad, I was like, yeah, I'm going to go see Halloween Kills this weekend. And he's like, Jesus Christ, Jamie Lee Curtis is going to be like, oh, it's going to be like all in the old folks' home. She's going to be fighting off Michael Myers. And the funny thing is, like, she's 62, and I think Michael in the film is supposed to be like canonically like 65. So it's kind of, if you think about it that way, it's kind of silly, but whatever. I don't care.
I think it's Prom Night on this, by the way, right?
Yes, it is Prom Night.
So I've never seen the original. Like I said, I remember 2008 is when the remake came out because our senior year for prom, we went and saw Prom Night. So
that was back when they like nerfed they like got all these rated R slashers. They remade them into like PG-13 ones. It's kind of weird.
Oh yeah,
why they did that. Question number 2: what slasher franchise kickstarted Johnny Depp's career? Urban Legend, Halloween, Friday the 13th, or A Nightmare on Elm Street? Do you know this one, Kyle?
Hold on a second. Sorry, my phone was going nuts. Apparently, somebody on TikTok liked one of our videos a bunch of times, so there's like a big lag on it. I think it's Nightmare on Elm Street, right?
Yes. So Johnny Depp plays Glen. Nancy in the film, who's like the final girl, if you will, plays her boyfriend. And poor Glenn. We're gonna be talking about that next. What happens to him? But yeah, this was his first big break, and Wes Craven originally didn't want him in the film because he thought he was weird looking. He thought he was an odd looking guy, and his daughter is the one who said he's like gorgeous, and so that's why he cast him. So question number 3: how did Johnny Depp's character Glenn die in Nightmare? His chest was sliced open. He was pulled through a mattress. He was drowned in a pool. Or he burned in the boiler room, quote unquote, which is like where Freddy's nightmares, for some reason, all seem to take place in a boiler room. And I know that's like where he burned alive in real life, but like change up your game a little bit, bud. Trying to scare these people. You could change your scenery a little bit.
So I know we mentioned this before too, but guys, anybody that's a big movie fan in general, Netflix has an original series, The Movies That Made Us. And I was telling Dan the other day, so they had originally had 2 seasons of it. They just released a 3rd season, and like half the season is different horror movies. They've got Halloween on there, Nightmare on Elm Street, Nightmare Before Christmas is on there, Friday the 13th. Yeah. Like they got a bunch of them lined right up for Halloween and everything. So if you've got Netflix and you enjoy movies, definitely check it out because it's a really good series.
Oh yeah, for sure. Question number 4: what city does the movie Candyman from 1992 take place? Toledo, Los Angeles, Chicago, or Akron? So yeah, Glen's death scene, honestly, in my opinion, is one of the coolest. Like Brian here says, it was such a cool scene. It was. I wouldn't even say it was really scary. It was just really cool. Just the visceral amount of blood and how it was filmed was just kind of a fun. If you're gonna die in a horror movie, I feel like that's the way to go. You don't want to be like that plain guy that just gets stabbed to death. I mean, that's just
that's just not memorable. You know, if you're gonna go, you got to go out with a bang.
So we had a lot of people here that have seen Candyman or were just taking a wild guess, but it is in the shady, I think it's like the north side of Chicago, the projects. It's where Candyman takes place. If you have not seen Candyman, that's a fun film.
See, I'm with Brian on this. I would have went with Akron.
I tried going to a couple smaller mid-sized cities just to throw some peeps off, but
that was going to be my guess. I've never seen Candyman. I know you don't say his name 5 times. I do know that.
Yeah. Hey, look at you. Question number 5. What weapon does Candyman use? It's a switchblade, a scythe, a knife, or hook. I saw that they remade that, and I had literally no. Candyman's not like one of my favorites or anything, so like I had zero interest to watch it. But I actually heard I think it was pretty good. I think a lot of people said it wasn't bad. So
all right, if you had to rank a top 5 like horror, slasher, Halloween genre movies, what would they be?
For horror movies?
Top 5. I guess like that, the whole genre.
The Thing probably as a whole, like just scary movie. The Thing's got to be number 1. The Thing is just a great whodunit meets horror. It's like Knives Out and Halloween had a baby.
Oh, I love Knives Out. If you haven't seen Knives Out yet, do yourself a favor and watch it. It's amazing.
If you see why Knives Out and like it, and you like really gory looking monsters, you're gonna love The Thing. All right, so it looks like we got all 3 got a repeat here. So it looks like Kennedy now has 2. Bobby's still holding on to the lead with 3. Carrie's got 2. And then Joey and Jake each have 1. Looks like they were both actually had a lot of people with 5, just a little slower.
All right, the mid round is this 1 point or 2?
This is just 1 point, but it's only one winner. Brian says Nightmare 3 Dream Warriors. Yeah, Nightmare 3 Dream Warriors slaps. That is the best Nightmare, hands down. If you've seen it, the puppet scene where he I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but he basically uses persons like arteries as like puppets. And it's just kind of fucked up, but it's so cool. It's so creative.
Bobby says, can we do Squid Game trivia?
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it, but there's so many people talking about it. Kennedy says it was really good. I'm going to have to check it out because there's a lot of people talking about it. All right. Bonus question. What is the combo of directors' names who were used in Scream to break the fourth wall? Wes Carpenter flick, Sean Craven flick, John Hitchcock flick, Alfred Carpenter flick.
So we have a play on words here. Do you know this one, Kyle? You just saw it the other day.
Got to be number 1.
Kyle's going with the Wes Carpenter flick. It was. So obviously after Wes Craven and John Carpenter, Tate. Is that her name? That's such a weird name. Tate. That's her name, right? The friend? I just saw this like a month ago. You'd think I would know. She said,
the best friend?
Yeah.
Tatum.
Thank you.
Yep.
So Tatum says it's not like you're in like a Wes Carpenter flick. Now the question is who got it right and who got it first. So I also had on there Sean Craven for Sean Cunningham from Friday the 13th.
It's going to be Jake. Looks like he's on there first.
So Jake with the extra point. So that puts Jake at 2 points. Bobby's got 3. Jake, Kennedy, and Carrie each have 2, and then Joey's got 1. Going into round 4.
Round 4. Squid Game. I'm going to have to check out Squid Game.
I had Joey try to talk to me about it and tell me what it was about, give me an idea. And the funny thing is, it sounds like an interesting thing. It's just there's so many other things I want to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I'm in the middle of the 1990 Spider-Man the Animated Series. I just finished Batman the Animated Series, the greatest show in history of time. So I'm reliving my childhood here right now, peeps. So I need some time.
All right, number 1. Where does Scream 2 take place? Woodsboro, movie studio, Hollywood Stars mansion, or a college campus?
So, fun fact: Scream movies take place in all 4 of these locations at one point or another. Do you know which one it is, Kyle?
I actually haven't seen Scream 2, but I believe it's a college campus. I've seen
Well,
like scenes from it. I just haven't seen the whole movie.
yeah, so Scream 2 takes place on a college campus. Scream 3 takes place in a movie studio / the final third act is in a Hollywood star's mansion. And then obviously Scream 1 and 4 take place in Woodsboro.
See, I need to watch the rest of them. It's just like I almost kind of refuse to just because the first one's so good. I'm like, there's only
The
one way
second
they
one,
can go.
no, the second one is it's not as good, but it holds up very well for only being made a year after. The third one's where it falls off the rails, but apparently it came out right in the middle of 9/11, and the censorship, the
Gotcha.
MPAA came through and like neutered it because of that. I
Gotcha.
guess. I thought that was weird.
Number 2, what movie is Happy Death Day inspired by? I Know Who Killed Me, Groundhog's Day, Edward Scissorhands, Caddyshack.
Now, I will say I've never seen Happy Death Day. It's one. I hear it's actually kind of fun. It's got a little like black dark comedy. You know, I don't know how
So
good it is.
Brian says that Squid Games is like Hunger Games without the pleasantries.
Oh, I've heard it's gory. It's very gory.
Interesting. I can get behind that. I like Hunger Games. Tess would definitely watch that.
See, I think Hunger Games is overrated.
The second one was by far the best, I thought. The first one, the camera's way too shaky, like when they're in the games.
Yep, we walked out of theater and Steph and I both agreed it was like
I get a headache watching it because the camera is like so shaky. The second one was really good, I thought. The first part of what's the third, Mockingjay or whatever, that one's not bad. The last one sucked, I thought. All right, number 3. What was Scream originally titled? The Living Daylights, Scream, Scary Movie, or Fright Night? I gotta go with 3 on this. Like it would just seem too funny that it was originally titled Scary Movie, and then there was a movie franchise Scary Movie that was very, very much based around Scream.
That is correct, actually. It was titled
really?
all the way until post-production. It was titled Scary Movie, and then a producer wanted to change it to Scream, which Wes Craven hated. Hated the name.
Really?
Yeah. So they changed it to Scream finally. But The Living Daylights is a Bond film. I was really hoping someone would pick that because I'm going to be honest, guys. The Living Daylights is a freaking awesome name for a horror movie. I don't know why. I think it's cool.
Wait, you're saying? You're saying Wes Craven hated the name Scary Movie, not Scream?
No, he hated Scream. He did not want to change it.
I think that's such a good name for a movie.
Yeah, he wanted to keep it a Scary Movie.
Wow. Well, I mean, Scary Movie, it's good, but all right. Number 4. What movie does the killer dress like in Scary Movie? The Faculty, Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer, or Halloween?
So I have a couple on here. I think it was Bobby. Wasn't it Bobby saying he wanted a couple Scary Movie ones? So I have a couple on here, and I think the final one, question number 5, is going to be a tough one. This one was a little easier. If you've seen or at least know anything about Scary Movie, you know that it's heavily influenced. All of these are referenced. Every single one of these movies on here have been referenced in the film, but Scream obviously is the biggest one. But I don't know. I think I'm going to get some people on question 5. I have never seen the whole thing of Scary Movie. I don't know.
I haven't either. I've seen bits and pieces, but
not for lack of trying. I feel like I've tried a lot, and I don't know why. I just haven't finished it.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Number 5. What is the one non-scary movie clearly referenced in Scary Movie? The Usual Suspects, Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, or Casino? What do you think of Pulp Fiction?
Pulp Fiction is a good movie, but it's very overrated. I think it's.
I agree. I feel that it's.
I can look at it and say I think it's a good film, and I think it's not a great film. I think it's overrated. I think, but it's good. So a lot of people going with Pulp Fiction on this. I think I almost got everybody on this. This is actually The Usual Suspects. So The Usual Suspects. So what happens is at the end when they find out it's Deputy Doofy or whatever the hell his name is, and then they drop the mug and they do that whole police scene, and then it switches over to him hopping in the car. It's a very clear reference to The Usual Suspects, and it's pretty much the only non-horror reference they make for a movie that not a lot of people remember nowadays, which is kind of funny. So I was hoping I'd get a lot of people on that one. So
Cleared
we
the
have
board on that.
Yeah. So we got Jake with 3 points now, Kennedy with 3 points, and Brooke gets on the board with 1. So, all right, we got an interesting game here. We're going into the final round. We have Jake with 3, Bobby with 3, and Kennedy with 3. We got Carrie with 2, Joey with 1, and Brooke with 1.
Dan might have to come up with another bonus just in case.
Jeez, I guess so. We do have someone joining us with DerpTube. That might be the best name I've heard yet for a YouTube name.
Oh, I see it right there. Yep, Derp too.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. So I'm trying to remember. I did the final round finally today. I didn't do the rest of them, and I did those weeks ago, but I did the final round today, and I can't remember what I even did. Oh, here it is. Question number 1. What genre of film was Sean S. Cunningham, the creator of Friday the 13th, known for before making that film? X-rated films, space operas, drama, or comedy films?
I have an educated guess.
Okay, let's hear it.
I'm going to go with 1 because I feel like it takes a particular type of person to be able to make a horror film or a porno.
And you know what? If you've ever watched Last House on the Left, it's pretty much both. It's very hard to watch. That's Wes Craven's directorial debut, and it's amazing he continued after that because it's a bad film. Anyway, it is X-rated film. So Sean X. Cunningham was a Broadway manager and did not want to do the 6 days a week work, 12 hours a day for the rest of his life. And he said, why don't I make a movie? So he started out with, I think it was like $10,000, and he made a film, and it wasn't technically a porno, but it played on New York on Times Square all year round and made a bunch of money. Got lucky. Question number 2. What colors are Freddy Krueger's sweater? Is it red and green, red and black, green and black, or blue and red? Yeah, honestly, it amazes me that I think that's part of the reason why it took Wes Craven 10 years between Last House on the Left and to really make a meaningful movie like Nightmare on Elm Street, because I tell you what, man, that is a just terrible movie. There's nothing redeeming about it. Don't watch it. Don't ever watch it. It's bad.
Okay. Yeah, I'll avoid it.
Yeah, it's just, why you would do that to yourself? It's beyond me. So actually, this got a lot more people than I thought. I thought this was
red and green, isn't it?
It is red and green. The reason is Wes Craven knows that red and green are obviously they're Christmas colors, but they also happen to be 2 conflicting colors that the eye looks at and does not like. Apparently, according to psychology, you're not supposed to like the colors together, so that's why he did it. Question number 3. How many people does Jason famously kill in Friday the 13th? 0, 13, 7, or 1? Brian says, is that why the acting was so good in Friday the 13th? Yeah, you betcha. Got a low budget. Hey, you got Kevin Bacon in the movie. I mean, he was not really.
Dance off.
Not really sure. When you compare, 3 years later, when you have Johnny Depp, much, much better performance. I'm not sure how Kevin Bacon really took off, but I don't know. Hats off to him, I guess. So this one is interesting because if it was a trick question. So Jason kills nobody in Friday the 13th. It's actually his mother. Jason only appears in flashbacks as a weird-looking, distorted-faced kid who drowns. But I think his mother knocks off 10 people. So kudos to her. Question number 4. What is Norman Bates' hobby in Psycho? Taxidermy, sculpturing, hunting, or fishing? Do you know this one, Kyle?
I do. It's been, like I said, it's been a long time since I've seen Psycho, but I do know this.
So Kennedy says, when I told my husband that, he didn't believe me. Haha. I ramble on a lot. I'm trying to remember what I was even talking about to warrant that. I try to give a bunch of fun facts in between each question. I can't remember what the hell I was talking about. But you know what, Kennedy? I'm happy that you listened to me. So what is it, Kyle?
Oh, it's taxidermy.
Yeah, you get an interesting shot there, which it's where he's got all these stuffed creatures and everything, and yeah, I wouldn't really call it a creepy hobby. I think it's just if it's something you're around all the time, it's probably not creepy. But if you're not used to it, it's got to be a little creepy. I don't know. So, all right, final question. I think this is a pretty tough one. How does Leatherface kill his first victim ever on screen? With a knife, with a hammer, with a gun, or with a chainsaw?
I feel like the two worst on that would either be a chainsaw or a gun. Or I'm sorry, a chainsaw or a hammer. Like a gun is more likely than not pretty lethal pretty quickly. A knife, if they get you in the right spot, it is like I feel like a hammer would be the worst way out of all of those to go because like that's just gonna hurt like a mother for like, multiple times that they hit you.
Yeah, so it is a hammer. It's the first time you ever see Leatherface. He opens up the door, bam, whacks guy in the head, and drags him inside, closes, and that slamming of the cooler door or the metal door is very famous.
Ryan says, is a gun ever even used in a slasher film? Good point.
It wouldn't be a slasher film then.
That's right. That's good logical thinking right there.
All right, so we have shit. I'm happy we have a tie, but at the same time, I don't have another bonus, so I'm going to have to come up with one real quick. Give me a minute here. So we have we have a three-way tie. So Kennedy has 4, Bobby has 4, and Jake all have 4 points going into a sudden death bonus. So give me a minute here. Let me take myself off the screen while I type real quick. I'll be right back. So keep them occupado for about 1 minute.
Guys, while we're waiting for Dan to come up with something. Oh, hold on. Let me take that. There we go. While we're waiting for Dan to come up with something, what do you guys want us to do on Wednesday? Like I said, we'll do something that's not horror or Halloween. I mean, if you guys want us to do that, we can. But if you want something that's a little bit different, let us know. Joey says sing for us. Yeah, you guys won't come back if I sing for you. So we're not going to do that. We'll lose all subscribers right there. YouTube probably will shut our channel down if that happens. Derptube says, have you seen Halloween Kills yet? I haven't. Dan saw it Friday, I believe. So he wasn't a huge fan of it. He loved the 2018 one, but he said that this one was not nearly as good. Steph says, let Bobby pick for her birthday. Bobby says anatomy. I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. I would be awful at trivia for that because anything like science related or anything like that, I would be terrible at, but we could certainly do that. Carrie says Stephen King trivia. That would be a fun one. We did a pre-recorded one that came out, I think, last week that Joey made that was really, really good. But yeah, Stephen King would be fun. Steph says we serenaded her to Huey Lewis. Yeah, Dan and I had a few too many to drink one time, and we were singing some. We were not just singing. We were rocking out to Huey Lewis. Huey Lewis slaps. Bobby says that's next Wednesday, though. Actually, so next Wednesday, guys, we are going to have, I believe this upcoming Wednesday, we're going to play for an Amazon gift card. And the next Wednesday, we're going to have a really, really, really special prize for whoever the winner is. I don't want to give it away tonight. We'll announce that on Wednesday. But it's going to be really cool. We've partnered up with a company that we're pretty good friends with, and they're making a very special prize for the winner for next Wednesday. But this upcoming Wednesday, we'll do an Amazon gift card for that one. Brian says hip to be square. I think that's actually Dan's favorite song by them too. Yeah, it probably is. We ready, Dan?
Oh, there we go. There we go. Sorry. All right. So I tried typing it in, but we had live reacting was all like live still. So I didn't want to break anything, me and my So I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, just ask it right on there.
So in honor of Halloween Kills disappointing me, we'll talk about a much better Halloween film, and that's Halloween 2018. Anyone can answer, but really, it's the first one to correctly answer between.
Oh, hold on. I know what I'll be watching later.
Indeed.
I love behind the music.
Oh yeah. So Jake, Bobby, and Kennedy. This is really technically between the three of you. So hopefully you have seen the 2018 Halloween movie. So who is the last person to be killed in the film? I know it's not Michael Myers because obviously he's alive. Although I will say, at the end of the film in theater, I legitimately thought they killed him until the final credits and you can hear him breathing. And I was like, wow, I actually kind of liked that decision. I thought that was really ballsy. John Smith, that's a good answer. No, Loomis has been dead for a very long time, unfortunately. So DerpTube says Halloween Kills, I feel like was rushed. Yeah, and the ending, I hated the ending. It took me, I mean, I was kind of already out of it, but like the ending was so dumb. That's all I'll say. Yeah, no, it's not Michael, it's not Loomis. I'm talking about the 2018 one. So Loomis has been dead for 25 years so it's technically it's part of Laurie's family. Technically. There we go. Can't remember his name. I think it's Ray. I think his name is Ray. And yeah, the poor bastard. Ray is like the best character in the film. Oh, yeah, Bobby was close too, but it was Jake technically did get it just before Bobby with Ray. Yeah, poor Ray. Ray was the boss. He's the one who got peanut butter on his penis in the beginning of the film. I don't know why he would say that, but he did. And then poor guy got choked out by a wind chime.
All right, so we got to figure out what we're doing on Wednesday, and then I told him we'll do a gift card on Wednesday for the winner, and then next Wednesday, I told him we'll announce we've got a really cool prize that we're giving out next Wednesday on the 27th.
Yes. So Bobby said we said to say his name. You know what? You're right, Bobby. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say both of you guys. I'm going to be nice and give you. And I normally don't like doing the participation trophy type of thing, but I feel like you guys both earned it because.
Okay, I got a bonus question.
All right, we'll give Kyle one. Let's see what it is.
All right, so in Scream, how can you tell which of the two is actually the killer?
Yeah, is this one I told you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, you listen
between Billy and Stu. How can you tell which one of them is the killer?
I'm so happy. People listen to me when I talk about movies.
Dan pointed this out to me, and I went back and rewatched all the different scenes, and I'm like, no shit. Okay.
Yeah, how can you tell if it's? I guess we can spoil it if you haven't seen it at this point. Then,
yeah.
How can you tell if it's either Stu or Billy as the killer in a scene?
Brian says sneakers.
Stephanie says height. You would think height, but it is not. It's actually something very. Bobby was close the first time. Bobby was close right there.
Yes, yeah, that's fairly. It has something to do with the knife.
Just curious if anyone can guess real quick. This is a tough one.
See on my phone because there's a little bit of a lag, but I don't see it. Different hand, blade size. So Joey's fairly close on it too. So basically, guys, one of them comes over their head like that and holds it with two, and then the other one is single hand.
So Stu always goes over the head and tries to gut like that, and then Billy always tries to do a slice and dice. Also, Billy is left-handed. Stu is right-handed. So in the beginning, Billy's right hand. No, I was right the first time. Billy's left-handed. Stu's right-handed. So in the beginning of the film, when Drew Barrymore's character is killed with the right hand stab, that's how you know it's Stu doing it, or Billy, whatever. But you get my point. So yeah, fun fact.
Now you're never going to unsee that when you watch
that was purposely put in there for losers like me to point out. So guys, thank you so much for playing. We will see you on Wednesday. Did we decide what we're doing? I was looking up a question. Here.
I mean, I don't know. Bobby said anatomy.
Let's do the.
I remember somebody. What's that?
Let's do the anatomy one. We've been
All right,
holding that out too long. Let's do it. This Wednesday.
Somebody else said Stephen King, so we will make sure before the end of the month we get a Stephen King one live as well.
Okay, that works for me. All right, guys, have a good night. Thank you so much for playing.